We are
I saw the tweet.
we are online. Here we go. Okay, so this section right here, this chapter, chapter 5. Chapter 5 is the dumbest chapter in the history of chemistry because it has nothing to do with chemistry at all. It has to do with significant figures, precision, and trying to take and suck the life out of all dynamic chemistry and make it as boring and as stupid as possible. And yet teachers will spend months on this chapter. And your grade for the whole year will depend on how well you do in this chapter. So the significant figure stuff that I said today, I'm going to talk about today, is going to affect your grade. Because in the following months, when we do calculations in chemistry, you can get all the calculations correct, but if you don't get the number of significant figures correct, she will mark you down. And you can go from an A to a B, B to a C, C to a D, just because, not because you don't know the chemistry, just because you don't know the significant figures or get them right or spend the time to get them right. It's really dumb. There's no point to doing significant figures in regular chemistry. They should do it in AP, but not in regular. But your teacher will make such a stupid big deal about it, it'll seem like you're taking a significant figure course, not a chemistry course. And piling on to the significant figures, we got something called dimensional analysis, which we'll spend a whole 2-3 weeks on. Instead of doing real chemistry, we're going to do dimensional analysis. Another really stupid thing that the book centralizes and focuses on, and your teachers will centralize and focus on as well. So here we go. Significant figures. Really boring. It's really an exercise in mathematic futility for a real chemistry course that should focus on the essence of chemistry, the main concepts, not the stupid, precise decimal notation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many significant figures? 5. Really easy, yes? The only difficulty in significant figures comes with zeros. So all you have to do to get sig figs right is know the rules for zeros. So there's 4 rules for zeros. First rule. Jesse, how many sig figs here?
Oh wait, 1, 4.
So she thinks 4. Scott, is she right?
No.
Jack, what do you think?
3.
Jack thinks 3.
Actually, no, she's right.
No, I'm right.
No,
You're
she's
not.
right.
Willett, what do you
Like a
think?
decimal.
He's thinking 3. Spencer?
You're wrong, Jeff.
3.
Dylan?
3.
3. Okay. Betsy's right. She said 4. Okay, so here's the first rule. Trailing zeros. Trailing zeros are the numbers, are the zeros after the last number. So here's the last number, 1, the real number. And we got these zeros. Trailing zeros count, yes, with a decimal. So if there's a decimal place, the zeros are going to count. It doesn't matter where the decimal is. It can be in the front, in the middle, in the back. Wherever there's a decimal point, you've got to count the trailing zeros. So there's 4 sig figs here. 1, 2, 3, and then of course all numbers count as sig figs. So 4. Next one, Stephanie, what do you think? How many sig figs?
4.
Stephanie says 4. Jack?
3.
3. Betsy?
3.
3.
Oh wait, sorry, I was looking at the wrong problem.
We're right here.
Sorry. So then 3.
So then 3. Spencer? 3. Dylan?
3.
Scott, my man, says 1.
Oh, because they're...
Second rule. These are leading zeros. They come before the first number. Trailing zeros come after the last number. Leading zeros come before the first number. Do trailing zeros count? Yes, with a decimal. How about leading zeros?
No.
Never count. Leading zeros never count. So there's 1 sig fig here. Leading zeros never count. Third case. So Jack, how many sig figs right here?
4.
Jack says 4, but not a lot of conviction. Scott?
4. I got 2 wrong already.
4.
Willie comes in with a big 4. Scott likes 4. Spencer 4. There we go. Okay. Yes, it's 4.
Really,
Why?
Jack?
How about these two guys? Do the leading zeros ever count?
No.
Never. These guys are sandwich zeros. They're in between numbers. Sandwich zeros always count. So the 1s always count, the numbers always count, and then we've got zeros in between the numbers, so they count, so we have a total of 4. So those are important big three rules. Leading zeros never count. Trailing zeros count if there's a decimal. Yes, with a des. And then sandwich zeros always count. So this one, that's it.
F4.
Dylan?
4.
Willie?
4.
Scott?
4.
Everybody's a winner. Good. They all count because there's a decimal, so trailing zeros count. And then Stephanie, what about this guy?
3.
3, is that correct, Spencer? 3. Exactly. This guy doesn't count because leading zeros never count. These guys are trailing zeros, but there's a decimal, so they count. So we got 3. Scott, how about this guy?
1. Actually, no. I'm sorry. 5.
He says 5. 5 or 1, Dylan?
5.
5. There's a decimal, so trailing zeros all count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
So technically, you could just keep adding on zeros to
Yeah.
that number.
And every time you add a 0, you get more and more precise. That's what this is all about. But isn't that stupid? Who cares how precise you are to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 decimal
0.
places? You lose the signal by getting lost in all the noise, you know? And they should focus on the signal, chemistry, not the noise, precision. Save it for AP Chem. Okay, who wants this one? Willie does. Good job, Willie. What do you got? 3. Spencer, is it right?
1.
1, 1.
Oh, it's
1 because there's no decimal.
right.
So the trailing zeros don't count because there's no decimal. Okay, Willie, redeem yourself on this one.
Is that a decimal? Well, yeah.
Exactly. Isn't that stupid? Watch her give you a problem on the test. You see this? Get out your magnifying glass. Do you see it? It's a decimal. Exactly. So how many sig figs? 4. And finally 580. How many sig figs? 2. Excellent. Are we all good?